Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, 2 going on 6. I know you guys are like, what does that mean? Just give me 1 second and I'll explain it to you. But let me reintroduce myself. I am J, and I previously had a YouTube channel that focused on the entertainment industry and the comedy scene. Unfortunately, that's not my life anymore, so I decided to get rid of that old channel and make a new one that focused on what's going on with me now, and I wanted you guys to tune in. As you can see, I am married now. We are the singletons. And me and my wife decided to do fertility treatments at the same exact time. And guess what, guys? We both got pregnant with twins. So if you'd like to see what happened, and how I reacted, please stay tuned. So I'm going to start at the very beginning. Last year around this time, it's Christmas time, I decided to go to the lady doctor. And she's like, Latif, you know, you're 30 years old. This is a time when women have trouble conceiving. So you might want to make up your mind about having children. At that point, it's like, even though I was the type that never really wanted kids, I was independent. I was traveling the world. And I was just doing my thing. I was thinking nothing about no kids. I said at that point, when somebody's telling you that you might can't have kids, that's when you think about it the most. So I said, what could it possibly hurt to just go see the fertility doctor? So I went to the Diamond Institute in Maplewood. Shout out to the Diamond Institute, the doctors, the staff, everybody was amazing. If you want fertility treatments, make sure you go there. Let them know that I referred you to. I went to the fertility clinic and I did my first consult with Dr. O. The consult was like 2 hours and we went over every little detail of my medical history. She answered all my questions. She didn't go into the financial part, but she assured me that she could make sure that I got pregnant. She decided that IVF was my best option, and there is different types of fertility treatment. So there's IVF, there's ICI, and there's IUI. IVF is when they take the egg out of the female, fertilize it with male sperm, let it blast, and they implant it back into the uterus, and hopefully your cells keep growing at that point. The ICI is when they take the sperm, inseminate it into the cervix. IUI is when they take the sperm, inseminate it into the uterus. So based upon your health issues or your preference, those are the 3 options you have. After the consult, things went pretty quickly. She told me that I could possibly be pregnant in 2 months. We was moving easy past lane at that point. Yeah. So after that, I had to go into the doctor on my day 3 cycle, menstrual cycle, to do an ultrasound to make sure my lady parts was working properly. She checked for fibroids, cysts, everything came back normal, and it was go time. And then it was time for the medication. What they don't tell you about the medication is that you have to inject yourself, as well as the hormones that come with it. The hormones are like you're pregnant already. You want to eat all the time. You're emotional. I'm not really that emotional, but you get a little you get a little emotional. You're all over the place, and my process of injections was about maybe 3 weeks to a month. Yeah. I think I did injections, and the time frame on my injections, you had to be really precise. So if I took my injections at 6 o'clock in the morning, it had to be 6 o'clock every day. And I did 2 injections. The first injection was to grow my follicles. If you guys don't know what follicles is, it's what's actually going to turn into the egg and going to be the baby. So it grows your follicle, and the other one stops your ovulation. So while you're growing your follicles, your body automatically wants to ovulate. The second medication stops it so that you can continue growing your follicles. Now, in a natural birth, your follicles could be from 1 to 3. In my case, with IVF, I needed to be at 17. And it was extraction day, so they characterize your eggs based on how healthy they blasted, and it go from 6AA, that's a perfect egg, or it could be 1DD. You don't want a 1DD. Throw that egg away. That's a bad egg. So I had 3BB, and they decided because they were in the middle to insert 2 back into me to see if they'd implant, and guess what? They both did. And the doctor was telling me it was 1. So it wasn't like I said, you know what, I'm going to do 2 eggs. I want to have twins. That was not the plan. This was God's plan. I had nothing to do with it. Fast forward to how my wife ended up having twins. It's even funnier than how I end up having kids. So I'm going to let you take the...
Gosh, I'm hoping I could be as detailed as you. So I also had the consult with Dr. O a couple months after Lati did. Um, our conversation was a little different. I'm 34, and she shared with me that if I didn't do it within like the next year, that my chances to get pregnant would be really, really small. I had always known that I wanted to be a mom, and um, so it was really scary for me to, even though being really excited about the process that we were going through, it was really scary for me to think that I would never have the opportunity. So um, I felt really rushed, having twins on the way already, and then feeling like, gosh, if I don't take this opportunity for me, then I may never have it. So, uh, so we talked about like how soon we would do it, and we talked about like waiting till you were like almost 6 months to really move forward with it, just to make sure that everything was going smoothly with the twins. So similar hormones shooting in your stomach, and then taking the hot shot that starts the ovulation. That was a really funny story.
Yeah. I didn't even get touched on that. You have to take that shot, and that one really is. The needle was like it's really long, and it's scary to kind of like have to shoot yourself with this one.
Do you remember mine? Oh my gosh. Okay, quick story. So I get the call that it's I have to take the hot shot, and you have to take it like within a certain time frame, like within an hour of when they tell you. So it was like 8 to 9. I have to take it. So I had all my medicine had come via mail. So I'm like finally going through the packet. I'm like, oh crap, I gotta take the hot shot tonight. Looking through, no needle. Right? No needle. Now mind you, all of her stuff is who knows where it is around this house because she had done the hot shot several months ago. So I'm freaking out. I call her. I'm like, babe, I don't have a needle. Of course, I don't check it until like 7:30, and I need to take my shot between like 8 and 9. Freaking out. I'm like, go to the pharmacy and see if they can give you one. I'm running all around town trying to get a particular needle. So finally, we get a needle from the pharmacy, not the right size. So I go meet her at her job because she's at work, and I'm like, because I'm scared to give myself the shot in the butt.
So you have to give it in your hiney.
Oh my gosh! And it's like this big old needle, and you're supposed to like jam it in a certain muscle, and I wasn't prepared for that by myself. So I go to her job. We're in the car. So you have to like mix the medicine. So you're mixing it comes in like a powder form, and you're mixing the liquid with the powder, and then you have to like pull it up within a needle, and then you're supposed to give yourself the shot. So she's mixing up the stuff, right? So we think, and she pulls it out, and I'm like, but babe, there's nothing in the needle. So I'm like, she's messed up my shot. I'm panicking. There's nothing in the needle. She mixed.
You thought I messed up your
shot?
I
thought that you had put the liquid in there, and the liquid still, and it wasn't.
It was mushy.
Still like
mushy.
Chunky. So I'm like, she gonna inject me with this chunky stuff? Like this is something is wrong here. So I'm panicking, even if she's not panicking, and I'm like, oh my god, we gotta call the emergency line. Now mind you, we have like 15 minutes left in my time frame to do this. And we only had one needle. Clearly the guy was like not very willing, the pharmacist, to give me many needles. Who knows whatever. So we call the emergency line, and she's like, I guess she must have experienced this before, because she's like very calm. She's like, well, I guess maybe you didn't follow the instructions. This has never happened before, where it doesn't turn into liquid when it's supposed to. So
long story short.
All right, I know I'm not making it long. I know I'm not making it long.
What happened was the needle that she purchased from the pharmacist was so small that it was not able to pick up the liquid as fast as the other needles that I was used to using. So I never picked up. I picked up maybe a drop of liquid and mixed it, and that's why the medication was lumpy. So I actually didn't draw.
She didn't draw enough.
I didn't draw enough liquid out to put in the medicine so that she could inject it. But I think we made it like 2 minutes out of the injection.
We just made it.
It worked out, guys, because she,
All
well, you
right, yeah.
can't
So
see.
yeah,
She has a belly. You can't see it. She'll
not
stand
right
up
now.
later on.
Yeah, I have my
But
baby in my
it
arms.
all worked out. But it was really, really a funny story because had she missed that, that was a waste of a whole cycle. So
And then they inject you with the sperm. So I think actually for me they did
they,
IUI and ICI for me because
yeah,
it was two different.
you did
It
it
was
two
two different
days.
times that they called me back to come in, um, to inject the sperm. Um, so I went back 2 to 3 days later, and then I went back again
The
the
next
next
day.
day. Um, and then you wait the dreaded 2 week period to get to go back and take your pregnancy test. And so I go in 2 weeks later to take my pregnancy test. Um, this one was at work.
Yeah, I'm at work.
So I go, I take it, and it's the waiting game. So I think I took off that day, right? Because I came and met you for lunch.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
then
yeah.
and then they randomly called us while we were in the car on her lunch break. And they're like, you pregnant? So
We
yeah.
need to get to the part when they tell you it's twins.
Oh gosh. I cried.
So she goes for
I
her
panicked.
ultrasound. I'm at work. She calls me on FaceTime. Dr. Yemeni is there doing the ultrasound, and they tell her that she is now having twins.
I
So
panicked.
I'm having twins. At this point, I'm about 6 months
Yeah.
pregnant, 6.5 months pregnant, and they tell her she's having twins.
Yeah.
And the response was,
Tears.
yeah, she was really, she was
I
stressed
was
out.
overwhelmed.
Yeah, and even though I was overwhelmed, I couldn't be that person at that point because she's never that person that gets overwhelmed or stressed out. So to see her in that state, I couldn't even have any emotion about it. I just had to be positive, like it's gonna work out. Even though in my head, I was like, we're fucking this excuse me. I was like, we are crazy.
Yeah.
Um
I was scared. I think it was so hard for me to even be so excited because I was so nervous about how we're going to manage 4 kids. Of course, I was super excited. Like, yay, but two? Like, I was already, like pushing it with the third one. I'm just like, I have to do it now, so I have no choice. And then, like, two. Um,
so to be four,
yeah.
honestly, guys, we still haven't figured it out. It's not something that we're like, you know what, we got it under control. And the good thing is that you guys get to go on a journey with us
Yeah.
because we don't even know what's going to happen. Like every day is a learning thing. So we're going from two women who's just been on their own, been great aunties, great support systems for other people.
Godmothers.
Yeah, to two people who need support.
Yeah, it's so it's amazing, really. I think I sort of was made to be a parent. Um, so it's been really exciting for me, exhausting to be pregnant and to be waking up in the middle of the night. Hi, that's Kaden. That's our king right there. That's the one who runs us around this house. Um, it's been a great experience. It's been tiring. It's been hard work. Um, and we're doing it. So I think that's what helps me get through the days and not feel as anxious and nervous as I was that day when I found out and sat in my car and boohooed and called her babe. And we have a really great support system, so I think that is helpful too. My little princess over here is sleeping.
So here's the twins right now.
This is my
it's
little
a family of 4. Soon to be 6.
Soon to be 6.
So guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll have future videos. Please comment anything you guys, any questions you guys have, any topics you want us to talk about during this transition in our lives. And make sure you subscribe, which will be right down there. Make sure you click that link, and we'll see you next time.